Hey folks, I'm going to show you how to test some subwoofers if your car isn't already set up for it and you can't simply plug them in. Like these for example, I just bought them on Marketplace. I got a really smoking deal on them. A couple MTXs with the box that they originally came in. These ones are wired. They're going to be bridged in there, so they're wired for 2 ohms. I'll show you that on the back of the box. But this applies, let's say each one had their own input on the back of the box. So here's what I mean. You see the back of the box, there's only one input. So you'd run, an amp, a bass amp if you have, like a monoblock or something with one output, or you'd bridge one as long as it's 2 ohm stable. And underneath there, it says 2 ohm. So these are wired for 2 ohm. So as you see, I just have a multimeter hooked up. You can get these anywhere, guys. If you don't have one, you can just run up to Harbor Freight and get one for like probably $5 or $6. Home Depot, Lowe's, I mean, they have them everywhere. This here is like a $30 Harbor Freight one that I got several years ago. Use it for everything. But you can see I have it on the ohm setting. So the lowest setting we can go to is 200. So ideally, this being wired the way it is, it should be 2 ohms. And as you can see, it's right at about 2 ohms. Now, it will fluctuate if you're in a noisy environment and you're making noise or you touch the front of the speakers. I'm going to show you this at the same time here. Watch. I'm going to tap on the box here. See how it changes? Now watch. I'm going to do this at the same time. I'm going to push in on the cone while I'm showing you this. You can see how that changes. That's normal. I'm going to push in on the other cone on the other side. Okay? So that's one way you can test them. Hook up your ohm meter. If they're 2 ohm, 4 ohm, 8 ohm, whatever they are, let's say they're reading 1.8, 2.2, or if it's an 8 ohm, 7.8, 8.2, something like that, they're fine. If you're outside and it's like real noisy, windy, something like that, depending on how loose the speakers are, you may see that fluctuating quite a bit. These are fairly tight, but you can test them that way. Okay, that way you'll know. That's perfectly normal. Another way you can test them, hold on and I'll show you that real quick. Okay, guys? All right, guys, as you can see, I just have a regular 9-volt battery. And I happen to have a bunch of these little adapters, but you don't need one of these. You can just simply touch 2 wires to this. Negative, positive. If you hook the positive up, if you hook it up in the correct polarity, positive to positive on the speaker box, negative to negative, or on the individual speaker, if you hook the positive up correctly, as shown, when you hook it up, the speaker's going to come out. If you have it reversed, it will pull in. You want to test it both ways. Don't leave it hooked up for a long time. You can burn the voice coil out. Just tap it, tap, tap, tap a few times. I'll show you how that looks. So in my situation, it just hooks up like that. So you can see there's the battery. I have the negative in. We'll just tap the positive. And I'll show you what that looks like. Now, since these are both wired together, but both going to move, they both should be going outward. Okay, let me show you the other way. Now I have the polarity reversed, as you can see. I'm going to show you that. See, now they're pulling in. And it's fine to tap them that long. So that lets you know the speakers work. And you tested the ohms, so you know it's all correct. One more thing I like to do, I like to push in on the cones and listen for any scratching or anything. So we'll just kind of get it, in an even spot. Push in. See, there's no noises. We'll do this one too. Nice and smooth. Now, if you were to do this and you felt scratching in there, the voice coils are probably heated up or something. They may still work, But I would definitely recommend at that point hooking them up and seeing how they sound. Don't run the maximum power to them because you don't know how long they're going to last. But in this case, they're both real smooth when you push them, no scratching. We hooked up the 9-volt battery. They came in and out just like they're supposed to. And with the multimeter on the ohm setting, everything checked out. So that's a quick and easy way you can check if you're going to buy some speakers and you don't have it set up where you can actually hook them up and listen to them. Thanks, guys. Have a good one out there. Hope this helps someone.